Greetings, YouTube. There were so many takeaways, just so many, to Kabam's latest live stream that I feel like it's going to take me a few hours just to process where to begin discussing them. With that being said, it is important to remember that Kabam doesn't want to stop making money just because the July 4th week sales are over. And so there are a number of ways that they can make money between now and their next whale event, which is after the American holiday of Thanksgiving, referred to as Cyber Weekend, in which they give even better, but with the same premise now, the historic premise of well over $1,000 potentially you can spend for the next progression offers for both the Kabam store and the unit store inside the game itself. So Kabam got together and they tried to think, what can we do to make people spend money between now and November? Well, it's kind of funny because there's a whole 3-month window, 3 to 4 months between July and then. So if you have that triple track event, that Summoner Camp event that I am not the biggest fan of, but we'll dive deeper into this video as to why. If you have that 3 months, you go from July to August, August to September, and September to October. And then once you're in October, there's usually some Halloween stuff and some other fun goodies. Of course, when you're super blessed, you get things like gold trade events that are incredible if you're me and you have more gold than God. But if you just used up all your gold, you're as triggered and infuriated as possible. It's also October was a month, I think, around where we got the first and last chance to trade in all of our mini Awakening gems, which, by the way, I just want to point this out, because of all the 31,370 crystals that I have that I'm not going to open because I give myself zero advantage to open them. One of the things that I have to open, but I never will, because again, it's completely pointless, is my 4-star Awakening gem crystals. I have 240 of them, but I also always get the 4-star champ in the arena because I'm freaking crazy. And then you can get 4-star Awakening gems other ways too. So, like, if Kabam wants to free up server space, if this takes up server space like they've claimed for years, they need to give us an incentive to open them and trade them in, especially even for 5-star Awakening gems. But speaking of 5-star Awakening gems, several of you, including myself, have the RNG that have given you the same. I've got 5 Cosmic. I've got 8 Tech, 8 Mutant, 4 Skill, 9 Science, 2 Mystic. That is wild. And yet, I would imagine that so many of you are like me. That's just what you have. And so, if Kabam wants to give players an incentive between now and Cyber Weekend to keep playing the game, maybe they should announce a trade-in store. Wouldn't that be a good idea? That topic probably needs to be saved for another video. But the main topic of this video is this new and improved greatest triple track. Now, they said if you buy all 3 months at once, you save the most. Maybe it's a 10% discount, maybe it's a 20%. We'll see. But what it's going to be, I would assume, is $10 a month or $30 total. And maybe if you buy all 3 months, it's like $25, which of course I say that as American currency. I've been doing this for years. I know those of you who aren't in America, especially in Canada and Australia and India and so many other places, you're going to pay a higher price because the conversion rate for your dollar is a lot more. And Odin for you is like $140. And on top of that, it's not just $30 or $25. A lot of you pay taxes on these purchases, and that also factors into how much you spend. With that being said, $25 to $30 can feel like a lot of money to drop at once, and for quite a few people who are casual spenders, when it's not especially July 4th or Cyber Weekend or spring cleaning, it might not be money that you want to spend. And so I took a screenshot of one of the Kabam Jack's slides because it says you will be able to exchange 3 tokens for one of October's champions. So previously you could exchange 3 tokens for something like a 6-star class-based Nexus or a 6-star regular Nexus if you did the gold track. Here, it's the actual 7-star champ for people who who are Thronebreaker and Paragon, which means Thronebreaker players finally don't get screwed over in these kind of Paragon conversations. But also, hate to break it to you, that means somebody else gets screwed over, and that means Cavalier players are uncollected for this. It's not that Kabam doesn't care about Cavalier players at all, but they care much more that they become Thronebreaker. And so Cavalier players, this video is specifically targeted to you more than anybody else. You need to do all you can to become Thronebreaker by the time this starts, because it's literally the difference between a 6-star and a 7-star. Maybe you actually prefer the 6-star because you have an Awakening Gem and 6 stones, and we haven't even seen 7-star, 6 stones, or Awakening Gems yet. Maybe, but at the same time, it's worth noting that for the long-term future of the game, I think you'd rather have the 7-star. I might be wrong, especially about certain champs. And we don't even know who October's champions are going to be. I mean, it's July. But at the same time, that's important to note. Now, of course, there are also going to be the normal things. I'm sure there's going to be a healthy amount of Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 5 Basic and Tier 2 Alpha. Maybe some Tier 4 Class Catalyst selectors that I'm always a big fan of. Probably some 6-star 6 stones. I would not imagine 7-star 6 stones, although it would be kind of amazing if that was the first time we saw them, was in something like this. I do think it's going to be worth your money. But I also think if they ran this, and they also ran concurrently with it, the 90-day Summoner calendar, which we had for years, that you didn't have to purchase anything. Instead of this gold track, you just got an extra calendar, and at the end, when 6 stars were impossible to get, you could open a 6-star crystal. When 6 stones were impossible to get, you could get 20 or 30 generics. Like, that's how it used to be years ago, but Kabam changed it to make money, and I get that, but if something's not broken, don't take it away. Just add to it. Plus, there are people who are like, if they just kept that, I would have said, they're giving me this, so I'm going to give them something. Now, would Kabam counter that we're going to still do that conceptually with the gold track? Yes, but I think from a marketing standpoint, it looks a lot cooler and makes you log in a lot more for going 90 days straight. It's just like mentally, it's a genius move to have, even if you aren't in an alliance, you're just logging in once a day, you're not even doing a fight. It's just good practice to have your players practice logging in every day to get those advantages. So, I still miss that, and I'm going to praise this structure because a guaranteed 7-star of some champion is a huge buff to what it's been. But at the same time, I'm also going to be a little critical of the fact that they didn't have to take away the 90-day calendar to make this happen. They could have kept both. And had I been working for Kabam, Lord help my mental health, I would have said that to everybody in the boardroom that discussed this or whatever place they discussed this. Either way, Kabam Jack's growing that Hugh Jackman beard, If you saw me grow a beard, not only would Israel, my partner in crime, be in so much pain, but it would look terrible. And I tried that once, and it looked awful. If you think this looks bad, just wait. All right, I'm coughing to end this. I don't know how to end this video. Well, are you pumped for this? Is it a meh? I think $30 would be a fair price, but $25 or less when you buy all 3 at once would be a good incentive. 3 months basically worth the Black ISO store cost. Have a good one, YouTube. Thanks for watching.